startup stumbles. Tell a couple stories. So we all have EVs in our past. For me, I remember bumper cars at amusement parks and toy electric cars. And we've become very comfortable plugging everything in. It's not anything weird or new anymore. So I first drove in a plug-in hybrid. Andy Frank at UC Davis invented it, and I got inspired about that. And then I drove a Marx RAV4. And I just realized how great plug-in cars were. I had seen the EV1 when it showed up, but I kind of passed it by. I didn't really understand all that. I was a little later to the game than some of the other people. But then we, at CalCars, we started converting Priuses. And you remember this, probably some of you. This is the most powerful plug we could imagine. It helped create, it helped bring get car makers to build the Chevy Volt, the Prius plug-in, and other plug-in hybrids. And every single one of those cars I drove was memorable. And what happened with every one when I got in them is an experience that you probably had too. You get in the car, you close the door closes, is solid, and you're sitting there and you say, this is a real car. And it's not a golf cart, it's not some weird kind of thing. And you can't get that until you actually sit in the car and drive in the car. And you don't just say this is a real car, you say this is better than a regular car. So everybody's talked about the EV grin. We all know about the EV grin. Everybody gets the EV grin when they drive in the cars. So now my family has Volt and a Leaf, and I feel punished when I can't drive electric. I feel like I'm in jail somewhere if I have to use some other kind of car. And you know, it's not just about the cars, it's not just about how great they are, it's about this t-shirt, which is what Ed talked about too. It's about fossil fuels destroying our world, and we have to get off fossil fuels. And these cars are a way to get there. And you know, there's nothing more important in the world for all of us to find some way to get the world off fossil fuels. Thank you. Sometimes we forget about it, and it's such a big deal that we don't want to think about it, but it's out there. So the funny thing happened to me the last couple of years, the last 2 years especially. I discovered I was selling cars. I didn't realize I was going to be a car salesperson. But people said, because of you, because of CalCars, because of other people who are showing us plug-in cars, I bought a car. And I thought, well, isn't that great? You know, and at the same time, I saw the car makers building really wonderful cars, but in my opinion, a lot of other people falling very short on marketing and selling the cars. And we could help them, I realized. We can help the dealers, we can help the automakers. And if we do that, we help ensure the success of the cars, which is not guaranteed, because the $7,500 tax credit is not a sure thing that it's always going to be there. And if that goes away quickly, these cars could be in trouble. We have to build demand for these cars. So I have seen so many drivers enthusiastically, unselfishly, having so much fun showing their cars. So we came up with a new idea. We came up with the idea of driving electric. And it's really like mixing up Electric Auto Association, Plug-in America, and CalCars with Meetup.com and Match.com. It's basically connecting everybody, and that's the whole idea. So starting today, what we are doing is we're enabling a site where you, the drivers, can sign up and make a profile. Pictures of your car, tell stories. It's getting better. It's very preliminary so far. It's stumbling a little bit too. You'll see when you go to the site. Some things don't work that well, but we're getting there. But what is going to happen is that anywhere in the country who hears about it, and they're going to hear about it by these little flyers that you can download and print out. I have some here. You can have them in the dashboard of your car or on the side of the car, so when somebody says, what's that, you can give them this. Somebody will be able to find a map on our website, and they can drill down in that map, and they can find someone near them who has a plug-in car, who is willing to do something for them. Talk to them, give them a test ride, give them a test drive, maybe lend them a car and swap the car for a couple hours. And I hope that among you drivers, you're all going to make the resolution that this year, one of my goals is to take one person I find, one person who's interested, and not just show them the car and talk to them about it, but go through the whole way and get them into a dealer and get them to buy a car. And at that point, you will have succeeded that year in taking 50,000 electric drivers. If every one of those 50,000 drivers gets one person to buy a car, then we will have doubled the demand, in addition to all the other reasons people are buying these cars. So we want this service to be your tool. We want it for all the drivers who love showing off their cars. And I've resolved that personally myself to sell as many as I can. So where are we in drivingelectric.org? Right now, we have people in 34 states.